Good morning. Um, this is a little video on nuclear war and its possibility in today's world. I don't know if anybody considers it. I don't even know if most people are thinking about it. I know that the people in the upper echelons of government uh, do, have, and are um, considering what's going on in the Ukraine and the possibility of a continued nuclear confrontation. We have obviously a insane world that is fundamentally out of control. People need to understand that, not accept rational, reasonable, um, supposedly reasonable um, excuses why Russia is deciding to possibly use tactical nuclear weapons, which could escalate into strategic nuclear weapons. If that happens, heaven knows what the world will turn out to be. Um, Putin obviously has an element of insanity, using all the pressures he can, which is wrong. I don't care how you cut it. I don't care what you do about it. It's wrong. Um, he started the war in Ukraine. He wants power, prestige, whatever the hell it is that people in their echelon want. But always remember, these are just people. They're people like you and me. They have no special gifts. They are no better than anybody else. And yet they're given ultimate power to utilize the technologies that are available to sustain harm, terrible harm. I looked at a TED Talk the other day, and I forgot the gentleman's name already, of course, because I don't seem to be able to remember um, the authors of these things. But he went on and explained all the horrors of a nuclear confrontation to the audience. Well, and compared it to the extinction of the dinosaurs, 65 million years ago, and how the dinosaurs looked up and watched the clouds change and the brutality, and just to excite the fear. You don't have to do that. It's obvious that this situation is deplorable, unattainable. It is just plain wrong. Now, Russia, because they have power, doesn't mean they have to use it. I don't care who, what authority, where you're getting your info from. Um, it doesn't matter. It's just plain wrong to threaten, to make whatever area that tactical weapon was used unlivable, just like Chernobyl. Mistakes were made. In that case, they were trying to better their lives. In this case, they want to destroy lives. It's just that simple. They want to destroy it. And if they use the dang things, what are they going to do? They're going to keep a country that's radioactive? They can't even use it themselves. It means it is complete stupidity. Complete, utter. And this is the way the world has been. When I was a kid, I mean, the drills and, I mean, it was a major threat. All types of bomb shelters and all that. I'm going to see, there's a C.S. Lewis clip, he short one, on the atomic threat and his feelings about it. It's not one of his best essays, I don't think, but it shows what people were thinking about back then. I'll try to get that clip. I was advised how to put it into the descriptions, so I'll see if I can do that. But again, the likelihood of nuclear confrontation is minimal. People are living in fear, or they're just trying to ignore the thoughts themselves. They don't want to think about it. They don't want to engage in the possibilities of these things. I believe you need to engage in these thoughts. Talk about these situations. Yes, it scares people. Of course, it scares people. That's what the hell the Russians are doing. They're trying to scare. They're abusing their authority, their power, even in this war as a war. To attack a very poorly defended country at that time with this 250,000 men and all the power that they had, and they blew it. They couldn't do it. Nothing new. People have been doing it for centuries, forever. Back to the Cro-Magnon man taking over territory and hunting grounds and all this stuff. But I thought we had grown beyond that. But we haven't grown beyond that, have we? We are still the Cro-Magnon, Neanderthal type people we always were. We just want to have, well, not we. I don't. I don't think you do, whoever's listening to this. Um, so when I say we, I guess I'm speaking, and the commentators use this term too. We want this, they want that. No, it's the power people that want this stuff. It isn't you and me. It's power people. Put people in power that have character, honesty, decency, that don't lie all the dang time. Put them in power that have some, everybody has motivations that are not good, but you need to have people in power that can respond in a uh, moral way, an intelligent way. Now, their morals are certainly different than mine. I may not understand their quote unquote morals. I'm looking at it as a decency, as an honor to uh, represent people, but they don't look at it that way. There's no honor in representing you, me, the Russian people. They don't care what's going on. It's killing Russia right now. It's their fault. They started this whole thing. Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, even under the Trump administration, that whole nonsense conversation, that pathetic talk or that phone call that was investigated, impeachment situations. What's going on? Why can't we find people of honor? Well, there aren't that many that want power. Honorable people aren't craving to rule somebody else, craving to rule somebody else. They just aren't. I'm going to have another short clip, but just to end this particular one. Nuclear confrontation in today's world is a possibility. Everybody has to understand that. You have to think about it, talk about it, exchange it, to put that concept out into the social fabric. However you do it. In this little way I'm doing it today, and talking with your family and listening to news or whatever, investigating these things. And I've been challenged on my acceptance of certain types of information versus some other types of information, authority figures and other, which I understand. I mean, everybody has their own point of view, but this is just absolutely wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong. What Russia's doing to the Ukrainians, attacking civilian populations, attacking anybody. And this concept, oh yeah, you can blow up some military people, but don't blow up these civilian people. I was a military guy. I didn't want to be blown up. I really didn't join the military to be blown up and put myself out there in that context of being destroyed. But we do. We put ourselves in a threat zone. But there is no major threat. People still have intelligence. And if they use these things, it is against intelligence. It is pure evil that drives the use of these things. In World War II, when Truman used the atomic bomb to save millions of Allied soldiers from attacking the mainland Japan, it's an attitude of the Japanese at that time, the Japanese leadership, the samurai suicidal context, that he deemed it proper to use that weapon. But Hitler was going to use it first. They were in development. If we didn't win the war, who the heck knows what would have happened under Hitler's control. Einstein, challenged Roosevelt, said, do this before they get it. He was aware of the threat. Be aware. But the use of nuclear weapons, because it makes no sense at all. If you think about it, go through the logic of it, talk to people about it, because I'm sure that there's concerns. You have to have a certain amount to let these things out. Because I'm concerned. I'm deeply concerned that Putin would use nuclear weapons. I'm deeply concerned of the reactions of the world to that. I'm deeply concerned about that. But I can't go over and shoot Putin. I might like to, but I can't go over and do that. It's sad. Good people are subject to bad. The bad are the minority. The bad are the minimalist. The bad are the big mouths that talk you out of a good life. Work to the good. Work always to the good. What is good? You don't need to own Ukraine. You don't need to own anything. We take power, possessions all the time, but we don't need it. We can have an economy, and we have to rule within a certain local extent, so we can have roads and toilets flushing and maintenance of community services at the minimum. It doesn't have to rule your life, but it helps you to live a better life. We can't all be hunters-gatherers going around killing deer, and there's 9 billion of us out there, and I mean, what the heck? It wouldn't last long. You have to have control. You have to have management. You have to have society. You have to have government. You have to have these things. Let's look to people who can give decent, honorable service. They're not all good in 100 ways, but in the right ways, that they are serving you. Find people of character that at least want to serve you, not just serve themselves. Thank you. Don't fear the nuclear conflict. You can talk about it, but don't fear it. Thank you.